for your time. So we know that, of course, Charles has been making some passionate calls about the free senior high school policy. One of them has got to do with even challenges regarding food shortage on campus. So if you're describing a policy as successful, why do that only on the score of the academic results?
Afternoon to yourself and to our lovely viewers. The success of the program can only be measured based on the outcome of the implementation of the policy within a certain time frame. Now, to measure the success of the academic work within our space, what you should realize is that you can only evaluate it after the summative evaluation assessment test has been done. And the summative evaluation assessment test is the WASI result that we are discussing. And a critical analysis of the result point to a certain direction. And that direction determines whether if you are on track, you are achieving the benchmark that you set for yourself, or you need to beef up your performance, or you are not doing well at all. And that can only be known within the result which comes out at the end of the day. And that is why the president is right when he says that free SHS is a game changer. And the transformation that we seek for has got to do with our ability to increase our gross-tertiary enrollment ratio. And we can only do that when we see quality passes within the WASI result that comes out every year. And judging from the first batch of free SHS in 2020 up to date, it gives you a certain percentage that are able to access tertiary education. And that is 60% plus, of which for the past 8 years, a careful analysis of the result tells you that this year is the best result that we've seen within the past 8 years.
Yeah, that's not under contention. This is an academic result. I guess if the experts are talking about the quality of a particular policy, they would not just be relating this to, I mean, the type of results we get at the end of a certain examination, which is waxy. Is it just the case of passing exams and not looking holistically at the challenges that we have even within the schools themselves?
What we need to understand is that all policies and programs, all what government is doing, should cumulatively translate into the results that you see at the end of the day. Now, for example, if government investment in free SHS coupled with these challenges come out at the end of the day that 29% of our candidates are able to access tertiary education, then the answer obviously would be that scrap free SHS, it is not giving us the dividend that we are looking for. So that is the only means that government can measure the success of this program. And government has measured the success of this program using the summative evaluation approach. How then do we measure the success of the program if we don't evaluate the outcomes? And that is why it's important that you situate the conversation within a certain context. Be it the challenge, challenges are bound to happen. But you look at all the investment and you look at the end product at the end of the day. And the end product is telling you that per the policy that you are implementing, per the investment that you are doing, it gives you a benchmark value which is above 60% plus accessing tertiary education. Then it tells you the policy is good. It tells you the policy needs to be maintained. It tells you the policy needs to be beefed up so that you can even do 70% plus. And I think that whoever will want to be fair to the system will have to situate the context within the learning outcomes.
For some,
that should be the point of discussion.
For some, what it is that the president is doing is that he's simply sweeping away the criticism, genuine ones, of course, and challenges affecting the policy under the carpet, simply because we have, by far, one of the best WASI results in the last 8 years. That's not the best way of assessing a policy, is it?
The president never said that. There's nothing like a perfect system. All systems will have challenges. It's got to do with your ability to be able to deal with the challenges. And I believe what you are leading us towards has got to do with the full challenges. that you want to situate it within the context of the quality outcome that we've seen. But again, in terms of all the challenges that you may mention, you will ask yourself, what was the outcome at the end of the day? And again, you ask yourself, was government able to put up a solution to that challenge? And what has been the net effect of the challenge or the solution that government offered? The net effect of the solution that government offered has got to do with the pass rate that we are discussing, where 63.94%
you're being
of our
repetitive
students are
on
able
that
to
point.
access tertiary education.
There are key concerns also about food shortage. I'm not sure that you just want to have a 9-day wonder, have a few set of people pass the examination very well, and after a few more years, you're not getting the quality of education you want. So you can't sweep away the issues of infrastructure, food shortage, which you're just talking about. As we speak, Charles, for instance, is asking you to review how much you give in terms of the feeding to 10 Ghana cities. These are issues confronting the policy.
But again, I think we shouldn't allow the challenges that you are mentioning to overcrowd the success of this year's WASI result. I think we need to be celebrating CHARS. We need to be celebrating our teachers. We need to be celebrating policymakers for giving us this wonderful performance. In the absence of free SHS, we're doing below 40%. In the presence of free SHS, coupled with the challenges that you are mentioning, we are doing 63.94%. It is a plus that we need to encourage policy makers and policy implementers to do more. We are not sweeping the challenges under the carpet. We wouldn't do that. The challenges always stare us in the face. It's got to do with our ability to map up strategies to arrest these challenges. And as we speak, I've never, and I keep telling you this, we've never had a report from any school that just a single day our students or learners were unable to go for breakfast, lunch, or supper. 3 times a day they are fed. We get to hear of some of these issues when it is getting to the latter end where their items are being out of stock, or 1 or 2 items are out of stock. But that does not mean that the policy is a bad policy. The policy with this challenge should lead us to a certain angle. The angle that the policy has led us to is a positive outcome, positive learning outcome that we need to celebrate and encourage ourselves to do more. That is why the president will want to call on stakeholders to rally support behind the policy and ensure that we even up our game from that 63.94% to about 70 or 80% for people to be able to access tertiary education. And for me, we celebrating policymakers, we celebrating policy implementers. Again, we need to celebrate this result and we need to encourage ourselves to do more and do better than what we are seeing this year or what we've seen this year. So the challenges are there, we all know it. Government day in and day out tells the good people of Ghana how he's dealing with these challenges. And as we speak, we are not hearing of these challenges. But as and when it comes, we will confront it. But all the investment, all the solutions that will be offered the challenge should lead to a better learning outcomes. And that is what we are celebrating. And that is what we've seen within this academic year. And I think we all Ghanaians need to encourage ourselves and need to celebrate this result and urge others to follow suit so that we can even cross the 70, 80 mark that we want to get to.
Okay,
And
by the way, what's the
positive
next
element that
target?
we need